Hello YouTubers, Crazy Grandad here. I have done some videos since I did my Mod 1 training. I actually did the ride across to the Mod 1 test itself, but for some reason they're not uploading. I think it's a computer syncing issue. So the one where I've actually said I passed Mod 1, yay! So Mod 2's booked now for 23rd of May. I've actually got a training day on the 21st. I couldn't actually put the 2 days together because they were really busy, and that was the first day that I could actually get my test date for due. I was hoping to have it done at some point this week, so I've got all next week off, so hopefully plenty of rides. I've watched a few videos on Mod 2 and the general consensus seems to say that just think of the examiner at the back of you as your own personal sat-nav talking in your ear when to turn or where to go. So I'm going to actually be doing some rides where I've got my interlink set it with my sat-nav if I can actually get it to work, because it's not working at the moment. I'm listening to the voice in the head telling me which way to turn, where to go, etc. Normally I know where I'm riding to, so I've not needed the sat-nav. I just get used to actually having somebody in my ear roll saying next left, straight along, or second exit, third exit, etc. at the roundabout. It's not been some very good days. I was hoping to get out on the bike yesterday, but it was chucking it down here, sort of like that misty, fine, sprayy rain. One moment it was sunshine, next moment it was just horrible. I was planning to actually get the bike out. As soon as I picked the keys up to get to the shed to get the bike out, the heavens opened up. It stopped every so often, but it was one of those that I'll get you through drizzly rains. So I spent part of the day yesterday playing the new PlayStation game I've got, which I must say is highly addictive because it's based around motorcycles. And no, it's not a racing game, it's a game called Days Gone. And I must say it's really nice, it's really good. Running around on a what they call a drifter motorcycle. That you can upgrade with suspensions and all sorts of stuff as you go through the game and unlock them. But it's really nice. So I might not have been riding my bike, but I was riding a fictional bike on screen. So I still got some motorbiking in, albeit computerised, digitised, whatever you want to say. But it was still nice. And I can see it being very addictive. So I'm actually riding the real thing today. Although I wouldn't mind a replica of the bike itself. I think it's based around an adventure bike that they've customised. There is a few replicas that Sony Interactive have used. I'll have to do a bit of digging on the internet to see what they've based it on, because it looks really nice. It does remind me of a customised Rebel, a new Rebel 500, but I don't think it is. It's a bit too big. Thinking about it, I've never actually done a walk around of my own bike. I've mentioned what it was at the beginning, but I've never actually shown it. We'll have to rectify that at some point today. Find a nice scenic place. There's quite a few around here. If I can find one to pull over in. On the way back from the test centre, the other lads that took his test with me, actually failed his. He's a bit distraught. His bike cut out doing the U-turn, but he didn't actually physically press the starter to start it. He'd let the clutch out and the engine burst into life again, so technically he sort of bump started it, but the examiner put it down as a restart, engine cut out, and classed it as a failure. I was very gutted. I know that feeling. I was gutted when I failed mine last year. But unlike myself, he's not passed his CBT and his theory and not ridden since. He's only done the mod 1 training, which we're doing alright on. But I mean, having to fail, I know he's booked it again, but he was actually having a slight argument with the examiner that we could hear in the waiting room outside of the office they was in, which wasn't very good. So on the way back, our instructor just told me which way we were going home, because I knew the roads. He told me to keep in sight but enjoy my ride. We were going to stick at the back and talk to the other lad through the intercom, try and cheer him up, keep an eye on him, more or less. And the way that he fetched us back was some nice little twisty roads over the top from the test centre, and knowing the roads, I knew them. I knew where the corners was, etc. Knew what was around them. So really nice. And at one point we were going up a hill, and yes, I did say I have the power as I wound the throttle back and didn't have to change a gear. It was wonderful. Having a ZX 650 engine underneath instead of a little YBR 125. Don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic little steed, but that little bit more power just makes it a lot easier to ride, to do things. It's a more pleasurable ride. I enjoyed my rides on the little 125 that I've got here, but just that little bit of extra power when you're going uphill makes a hell of a lot of difference. Keeping up with traffic, being able to get out of the way of traffic. Don't have to be a hell of a lot more power, because the bikes I've been looking at to have are only like 45 to 55 horsepower, because I'm looking at cruiser style bikes. So it's not as though they're astronomical at like 70, 80, 90 horsepower. But just that bit more makes a hell of a lot of difference. I think there's some 125s out there that have got like 14 horsepower. Now that doesn't sound a hell of a lot from 10 to 14, but I bet it is, because it's more or less doubling. You've got half your horsepower again. That will make a difference. I've seen some clips of people that pass the test and take the 125 on the motorway, and they're doing all like 65, 70. No way would this do that. Probably do 55 miles an hour all day long on the motorway. Downhill it might get up to 60, 65, but it wouldn't touch 70. Not realistically. Not very easily either. But they all seem to be the sportier bikes. More modern ones. Thank you very much. Crazy Grandad out.